Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you into a blistering hot Conejo Oaks contest as for the first time in a long time, Conejo Oaks play hosts to the Academy Barons alongside Sammy Holladay, Josh Mechanick, and Cameron Deck. I am Austin Gregory. The Oaks looking to continue the trend they've been on since returning from the All-Star break. They've won 3 of 4. Including a couple big wins. They took the 2 final games of the season against the Orange County Riptide, and they took 1 or 2 against the Arroyo Seco Saints, 2 teams that have quite a bit of ground on the Oaks. In the standings, the Oaks currently sit not in a playoff spot. They're currently half game back of the San Luis Obispo Blues, and so they still got a lot of work cut out for them if they want to make their way into the CCL playoffs this year. Josh, obviously, things have gone a lot better than usual as of late. As we know, the Oaks have struggled mightily for a good majority of the season, but they've started to turn things around. Obviously, we don't want to mention what happened Saturday, but the 3 games outside of that, 3 really solid, well put together team wins. What do you think needs to happen for the Oaks to continue to win games like they have since coming back from the break?
Well, they just got to play the fundamentals, you know. They've been over this season, and the trend has been trying to stop, but a lot of unearned runs the Oaks have allowed, and that's just due to some defensive mishaps, and that'll allow an inning to spiral out of control and eventually a game spiral out of control. So the Oaks just have to play catch defensively and make sure they're doing the fundamentals, and as far as the offense goes, just passing the baton, be patient up there, get yourself in hitters counts, but then in those hitters counts, take advantage and then move guys over, get them on, get them over, get them in.
Well, the first batter of the game will be Kamayu Neighbors, who chops one right over to Dylan Jackson. 1 pitch, 1 out for today's starter, Cody Carson, and that's a big out. I mean, Kamayu Neighbors, even though it's the first batter of the game, is electrifying on the base path, as we've seen this year and only a few contests we faced against the Barons, but also we saw it last year as he tormented not only us but everybody else in the CCL, as we just continually saw impressive performances from Neighbors all year long. Second pitch from Cody Carson in there for strike 1 to Delshawn Lanier. Fastball just trickles away.
This summer for Lanier, he's hitting an even 200, and all 6 of his hits this summer have been singles. So he's looking to do some more damage at the plate, but he's got a 385 on base percentage, so he's been getting his walks in at the plate.
Carson delivers the 0-2. That one misses away and gets past Bennett Markinson.
And for Cody, it's essential that he continues to pound the strike zone. He's done well these first couple of hitters in doing that, but his problem this summer has just been walking guys, giving up free passes. And if he's able to limit that, he'll find success on the mound today.
The 1-2 delivery from Carson.
Good pitch.
Yes, he did.
Unable to hold up as he'll get Lanier chasing strike 3. As Josh was mentioning with Carson, command has been a little bit of an issue this summer, but as we know from last summer, Carson can really be on top of it. We know Cody's going through that transition of becoming a starter permanently. He has pitched in relief, I believe, once or twice this summer, but a primary amount of his outings this summer have all been as a starter. First pitch to Julian Boyd will be fouled away for strike 1. Swung on a miss.
It's the first changeup we've seen Cody showcase today, and that's exactly where he's going to want to locate it every single time he throws it. And it's really great to see Cody get ahead of the first 3 hitters. As we've mentioned, he's had the command problems in the past.
0-2 delivery from Carson. That one's chopped, just foul.
It's a good location there by Carson. He was looking to freeze Boyd with that outside fastball, but Boyd was able to get a piece of it to stay alive.
The 0-2 delivery again. Swung on a miss. Great start for Cody Carson on the mound as he goes 1-2-3. 2 of those outs being via the strikeout. We'll be back for the bottom of the first. It'll be the top third of the order that's been set in stone as of late. Moyer, Schwartzberg, and Carrillo. We'll be back. We'll welcome you back, and the rest of the lineup for the Oaks, who are facing off against Marcellus Henry, the starter for the Barons today, is what we've seen a lot of as of late, and is starting to become the usual lineup as really for the top 6. The bottom 3 is still kind of a revolving door, but it's Mac Moyer, the center fielder, followed by Zach Schwartzberg, then Austin Carrillo, Brendan Durfee, DHing today, will be in the cleanup spot. And then Chris Wright and Drew Smith will round out that top 6. And then that bottom third, which we've seen moving pieces in and out of, will be Dylan Jackson in the 7 hole, Bennett Markinson in the 8 hole, and then rounding things off in the 9 spot is Carson Falsken.
And for Henry this summer, he's only thrown in 2 appearances, 1 2/3, and listen to this, 11 total runs, but just 2 earned runs.
Wow.
9 unearned runs in one of his appearances, or over the 2 put together. It's brutal.
Some woeful defense behind Henry. First pitch to Mac Moyer misses down.
Well,
he's also allowed 6 hits.
Let's calculate it right here. 6 hits. How many walks?
2
walks. And 18 batters faced.
16.
16 batters faced. And he's recorded 5 outs. So 11. Only 3 errors. Right? Is my math correct? Must have been some pretty big errors.
Yeah, exactly.
2-0 to Moyer is a breaking ball that's in there for strike 1.
Could have been just like a 2-out error and then 7 runs come
Inning
across
spirals
after.
out of control.
Yeah.
Yep, that's probably it.
2-1 now from Henry. Goes to the
That's
breaking
right.
ball again. Moyer flares that one in the center field, and it drops in front of the center fielder Boyd. Moyer hustles in the second. And it'll be a leadoff double for Mac Moyer.
Yeah, off the bat, I thought that was going to be a hit for Mac until I remembered and saw who was out there in center field, and Julian Boyd, who we remember has tracked down just about everything out there in center field, but that one was just out of his range, and because of the way he played it, Moyer was able to get to second.
This will bring up one of the newest USC Trojans, Zach Schwartzberg will officially be taking his talents. Play for the Trojans. So I'll take strike one. The baseball program's staying in the Pac-12, right? Or is the whole school moving to the Big Ten?
Whole school, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that.
So chop that one backwards and foul.
Is that this year?
No.
Is it going to be the first year? I thought it was next year.
Yeah, it's
Well,
next
I don't
year.
know. I saw USC football recruits are wearing SC football jerseys that now have the Big Ten logo instead of the Pac-12 logo on them. And I know there was a story talking about how Lincoln Riley was using that as a recruiting tool. Moyer with the big lead off a second. He'll drift back. Dancing off a second. As that breaking ball misses away.
It's like the second baseman Neighbors is just giving the pitcher looks as to how many times he should take a peek at Moyer. Not sure if he put on a pick play, but if he didn't, wouldn't surprise me if Moyer took off.
Moyer being a lot more conservative with his lead here. Now he dances off. 1-2 to Schwartzberg down in the dirt. Moyer stuck in between. The back pick to second, not in time as Neighbors drops it.
Even if he would have caught that cleanly, he was there.
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
Moyer's very fun to watch on the bases. Leads the team with 5 bags, and I like seeing him bounce around out there.
2-2 now to Schwartzberg.
Flyover's about 15 minutes late.
Very rare we see a plane flying right over George Sparky Anderson Field here.
Well, that ain't a commercial flight.
To Schwartzberg. Henry delivers. Schwartzberg shoots it up the middle off the glove of Henry. He'll get into center field. Moyer rounds third. Parker will send him home. It's a RBI single for Zach Schwartzberg.
The pitcher, Henry, putting his glove up there actually worked against him there, because I think if that ball would have went into center field, I think Coach Hindle would have had a decision to make and might have held up Mac Moyer, but that ball slowing down and just trickling into the outfield got Schwartzberg the RBI. Deserved one too, based on how hard he hit it.
Ball
Just would have been interesting with the center fielder's arm.
Just out of the reach of Bassett. Shortstop coming up the middle as well. So Austin Carrillo will step in now. So take that one down below the zone.
For Schwartzberg, that's exactly how you're taught to do it. Hit it right back where it came from. That's a perfect piece of hitting.
His 7th RBI on the season as well.
So check on Schwartzberg, who's
Gets
barely even off first.
Gets the average back over 300 as well. He was right at 299 before that.
1-0 to Carrillo, found away. One to Carrillo. Strike on the inside part of the plate. It's a pitch that Carrillo would have probably broken his bat if he tried to turn on it. 1-2 now to Carrillo. Henry comes set. He delivers. Carrillo flares that one out towards center field, but right to the path of Julian Boyd for out number 1. So We'll bring up one of the two guys who got to go down to Compton for the All-Star game offensively for the Oaks, and Brendan Durfee. Durfee, the designated hitter today, looking to provide some more offense here early on for the Oaks. So drive that one high in the air towards shallow center. My neighbor's drifting back as he called for that one early. Flying in from right was Klivnosky, but Boyd clearly heard neighbors because there was no effort from Boyd to even be close to that one, even though that would have been a routine fly ball for Boyd as well. But neighbors drifted all the way back for out number 2 there. So we're in Chris Wright. Chris, part of that everyday outfield now for the Oaks. Holds things down and right. A swing and miss at the first pitch from Henry.
That was a very big swing that time by Chris. He was looking to drive that ball. Just got to keep his head on it a little bit more.
This Chris will nub that one straight back to Henry. Henry gathers, fires, just barely in time for out number 3. So after 2 knocks to lead things off here in the bottom of the first, the Oaks aren't able to muster any more offenses. They only get 1 across, and they'll carry that 1-0 lead to the top of the second. We'll welcome you back, and the Oaks will have to face off against a mighty batting Dylan Lena. Lena, a participant in the home run derby at the showcase game. Lots of pop in the cleanup hole for the Barons. First pitch fastball from Carson misses up.
We were just looking at the league leaders as far as the stat categories go in the CCL, and Lena found himself in the top 7 as far as batting average goes.
So Lena gets on top of that one, fouls it back. Someone's with a very powerful "Let's Go Cody" right there. Cody Carson, one of the few guys still looking to bring his talent somewhere in the fall. So that one misses down. Two-one delivery from Carson. Chop straight down and foul. Every swing from Lena is a full effort home run hack. We'll see if he shortens up the swing here in a 2-strike count. Two from Carson.
Ooh.
Gets him swinging at a breaking ball. As Markinson's able to squeeze that foul tip. That's 3 straight strikeouts now for Cody Carson.
Cody's looking really good coming out of the gate, and this is really the first time we've seen it this summer. By far his quickest outing where he's really gotten going. He's really struggled coming out of the gate on some, most notably the game in San Luis Obispo. But today, right now, he's looking really good. And this is the Barons, looking at their record, you might not be as impressed, but the top of their lineup is legit. And the guy he just struck out, Lena, entering today had an OPS over 1,000.
Well over 1,000.
So bring up now Jacob Klinowski, right fielder out of Cal State East Bay. So foul that one away. 0-2 now.
Sammy, when you look at the statistics for the Barons, they have 8 guys hitting over 270. And for the Oaks, they have 5 guys hitting over 290. But then after that, no one else is hitting over 270. So the Barons, they have some depth in that lineup. Just got to put it together.
0-2 fastball misses down and away.
I'd wager that their batting average with runners in scoring position isn't super high, just based on the RBI totals here compared to the averages.
It has to be, because when you have that many guys hitting over 270, guys are getting on base.
Rolled to second. Falsken gathers and fires for out number 2. So bring up Alex Laureano. That one shot over the head of Schwartzberg. The first base knock of the game for the Barons. Take this time to bring you around defensively for your Oaks. Behind the dish tonight, catching is Bennett Markinson. And around the infield, Dylan Jackson at first, Carson Falsken at second, Zach Schwartzberg at short, and then Drew Smith is the third baseman. And then you guys know the outfield already, but from left to right, it's Austin Carrillo, Mac Moyer, and then Chris Wright out and right. So bring up Thomas Williams, the designated hitter today for the Barons. He'll take a first pitch below the zone for ball 1. That one rolled over towards Falsken at second. He'll flip over to Schwartzberg. The easy way for out number 3. The 2-out single does not phase Cody Carson. 2 clean innings for Carson. We'll head now bottom 2. It will be Drew Smith, Dylan Jackson, and Bennett Markinson for your Oaks. We'll welcome you back. Drew Smith steps into the box now. For the Oaks. First pitch, ball one to Drew Smith. One misses away. 2-0 now.
Since getting off to his rough start, Drew Smith has been flirting around the 200 mark. We've seen him just above it and just below it over the past couple of weeks. He's looking to keep it going offensively.
2-0 now to Smith. That fastball gets in there for strike one. Two one now to Smith. So swing and miss on the 2-1 slider from Marcellus Henry. 2-2 now to Smith. Breaking ball again. Lena snares it at third, gathers, fires, and unable to pick it over there at first base is Mark Anthony Hernandez. As Drew Smith will reach first base.
You got to pick your guy up after he makes a play like that. Wasn't too difficult of a pick either for Hernandez over there, but that's a play that you want to help out your third baseman after he makes a stab like that.
We're giving that an infield single or E3?
Yeah, that's a hit.
I mean,
I'm not sure. I think
if Hernandez catches it, he's out.
I think you got to rule it an error.
You think?
Personally, I think so.
They ruled it an error on the scoreboard pretty quickly, but
They also gave it a hit first.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, they added a hit first, and then they added an error.
Okay, I don't know what's going on.
Sammy went down there and complimented them for their music choice, and you're just throwing them off for the rest of the game now.
Yeah, they let it get to their heads.
1-1 now to Dylan Jackson. Dylan, another one of those guys who's still undecided for this fall and where he'll be taking his talents. We'll check over on Smith. Just steps back in. Check on Smith, diving back in that time safely. One now to Dylan Jackson. This is away. 2-1 now. Two one to Jackson from Henry. Smith goes, the throw to second. Not in time. If it was a good throw from Laureano behind the plate, they would have had Smith, but he threw it just to the right of Kamayu Neighbors and forced Neighbors to go and swipe back towards his left to try and tag out Smith, and they weren't able to do so. Stolen base for Drew Smith.
Smith got a really good jump, and based on that jump, Laureano made the decision that he couldn't pop up there and make the throw. He made the throw from his knees. So the throw being from his knees is actually a pretty good throw, considering that. But just Drew Smith really just took that on the pitcher.
Dylan Jackson will call time now. A 3-1 count now. .31 delivery from Henry. Called strike two on the outside part of the plate. Full count delivery to Jackson. Misses down in the dirt.
See if they have Markinson bunt in this situation. First and second, nobody out. Coach Parker's waiting for Markinson to pick up the sign right now.
To bring up Bennett Markinson, as Josh mentioned. No bunt sign as Markinson looks at strike one.
Oh, what a jump.
Smith goes, throw down the second as Dylan Jackson went just because Drew Smith went and he's thrown out.
That really tells you all you need to know about Laureano. That was a very heads-up play there, as he saw that Jackson really did not get a jump. He was just running because he saw Smith running a little late. Knew he had no chance at Drew Smith at third, and wisely threw to second and bailed out his pitcher just a bit.
0-2 now to Markinson. So Scott that one out towards the right center field gap, and we'll split the outfielders. It's going to be RBI extra base hit for Bennett Markinson. Great swing on 2 strikes there to bring in the run.
It was a really great swing there by Bennett. Maybe the best one we've seen from him this summer. Shooting that gap in right center on a breaking ball on the outside corner and shooting that gap perfectly.
So bring up Carson Falsken.
For Markinson, that's the first run he's driven in this summer.
First pitch to Falsken, misses down below the zone. Henry already over 30 pitches here in the second. To Falsken, misses away. After the mound visit, Henry will deliver the 2-0 to Falsken. Markinson gets a jump to throw down the third. Not in time. These base runners for the Oaks really seem to have a great read on Marcellus Henry's delivery. Another runner only 90 feet away now for Carson Falsken, who's in a 3-0 count.
The jump that Markinson got, I'm surprised it was even that close. That's a testament to how quick Laureano is and how accurate he is.
3-0 Falsken will take. It's the breaking ball, just gets the top part of the zone for strike one. Moyer at the top of the order stands on deck. 3-1 to Falsken, that breaking ball in there again as the count runs full.
What also makes that throw so impressive, Josh, is Carson Falsken being a right-handed batter, with that throw being that accurate and that on time. If Markinson didn't get the jump he gets, he's out by a mile.
3-2 now. Falsken swings and misses at 1 below the zone. Great job there from Henry to bounce back after being behind and count 3-0. Let's bring up Mac Moyer. He reached on a double in his first at-bat last inning as he hit one just soft enough to be out of the reach of Julian Boyd, the center fielder. First pitch fastball. Strike one on the outside part of the plate.
Over the past week or so, Moyer's really taken off and finds himself hitting over 20 points higher than the next closest Oaks hitter.
So Moyer shoots that one up the middle. It'll be an RBI base knock for him.
He's hitting over 330 at this point, is Mac Moyer.
Moyer's just seeing the ball so well lately. Just really impressive stuff from the Oregon Duck. Just there isn't a hotter hitter in this lineup than Mac Moyer right now.
So bring up Zach Schwartzberg. Schwartzberg ripped one back up the middle, right at Henry, but Henry was unable to get his glove up quick enough. And it deflected off his glove and trickled in the center and allowed Moyer to have enough time to score from second. So it was an RBI single for Schwartzberg. Check on Moyer at first. He's back in safely. On delivery. Misses down and away. Laureano does a great job to keep it there.
Moyer continues to keep his feet moving at first base, so any downward angle, he's ready to go. And on that one, Laureano did a great job of just smothering that baseball and keeping Moyer over there at first.
There goes Moyer. Throw down from Laureano. Too far away for Neighbors to try and make the tack.
The Oaks are really just running at will off of Henry. He's not doing a great job at holding the runners, and it's really not giving Laureano a chance to throw a guy out. He had to throw from his knees again there.
Pretty impressive that he keeps throwing it that accurately. Obviously, it's off by a couple feet, but from his knees, he's making some nice throws down there. Some power behind them.
It's 4 stolen bases for the Oaks in this inning alone.
Wow.
Henry will look Moyer back to second. The 2-1 now to Schwartzberg. Henry comes set. He delivers. Schwartzberg chops that one to lean over at third. He gathers, he fires for out number 3. So the Oaks are able to drive in a couple more as they'll carry a 3-run lead into the third. We'll be back. We'll welcome you back now as Mark Anthony Hernandez steps in for the first time today to face off against Cody Carson. He'll square the bunt. He'll get it down. It's a great bunt. Carson gets over, gathers, fires for out number 1.
Very difficult play there for Cody Carson, as he gets off the mound quickly and was even able to shuffle his feet there and make a strong throw over to first.
They tried to take advantage of Drew Smith playing so deep over there down at third base, but Cody Carson with a great jump off the mound and using that pitcher's arm to make that play. First pitch to Anthony Bassett, misses away.
Something that Cody very rarely gets to show off. He's one of the most athletic guys on the team, and you saw he had the reflexes of a cat and the speed of a mongoose coming off the mound there. And the throw, just beautiful. A seed.
Second pitch to Bassett, fouled away. One misses up and away. That fastball misses in as Bassett has to dance out of the way.
Bassett is not an everyday guy for the Barons, and so he hasn't really gotten it going this summer. Just 226, but only in 31 at bats for him.
31 delivery, rolled over towards Dylan Jackson, and it takes a weird hop, and
That hit him in the face?
I don't know if that hit him in the face or if he got his glove up in time.
Boys, he wouldn't be.
No, I just saw it because
he got his glove.
Oh, is that what it was?
Almost like he was protecting himself. That ball was going to be taking his head off. Luckily, he got his glove there.
Carson checking on his former high school teammate, Dylan Jackson, over there at first.
It was a hot shot and something going on. The umpire didn't like. I guess I didn't see anything there.
I just yelled something, tell him to stop doing something in the dugout.
This is the second time now that I've seen home plate umpire talk with the Barons head coach in the last inning. Not sure what about.
Would have been a remarkable play from Jackson there. Just glad he's okay there.
Carson delivers. First pitch fastball in there for a strike to Kamayu Neighbors. Neighbors led off this ball game with a first pitch ground out over to Dylan Jackson at first. That one is down in the dirt. Markinson able to get over there before Bassett's able to try and advance. Check on the runner, back in there safely. One from Carson, misses up. Two one now from Carson. That one misses away.
Got to stay in line right now if you're Cody. Been missing arm side a few pitches in a row. Just make the adjustment.
Goes breaking ball on 31, and that one misses up. It'll be the first walk issued by Carson, and the last two batters, the first two batters that got to 3-ball counts against Carson today. Bring in Delshawn Lanier, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat. First and second for the Barons. There's only one out here in the third. First pitch is a strike to Lanier. Oh, one just misses in. 1-1 now. One from Carson.
Yeah.
Swung on miss.
That's exactly where Cody wants to locate that breaking ball. Even if Lanier makes contact on that, he's rolling it over, and it's a double play ball.
1-2 delivery. The breaking ball just misses down. Count will run even at 2.
You could tell that pitch buckled Lanier, but he was lucky that it was a ball and below the zone. Definitely fooled him, though.
2-2 delivery from Carson. Breaking ball misses away. Count will run full. Full count delivery. Fastball just misses down. So walk consecutive batters, and the command issues that Josh mentioned earlier for Carson have now appeared.
Well, even though he's had those issues, he's also very familiar with getting himself out of these jams. We've seen a couple of times this summer where Carson's gotten out of a big situation with runners in scoring position.
That one's rolled over to second. Falsken 1 over to Schwartzberg. They'll only be able to get 1.
Boyd was flying down the line right there. No chance to double him up.
So bring up Dylan Molina. Very dangerous bat. Struck out in his last at bat last inning. Molina swings and misses at a breaking ball.
See if they have Boyd run in the next pitch or two. I'm surprised they didn't have him on the first pitch.
That breaking ball just misses down.
It really just doesn't seem like the Barons steal too many bags. I was looking at the numbers, and I was expecting Bassett, when I saw he'd 0 stolen bases, just to be one of a couple of guys with no stolen bases, but we've got 8 guys that haven't stolen a base.
1-1 Molina fouled away.
And Julian Boyd, who we've seen as one of the fastest out there in center field, has taken just 1 bag this summer, and Kamayu Neighbors has stolen only 4. I'm still expecting Boyd to go on this pitch probably, but
There he goes. That one's driven out towards deep left field. Back is Carrillo. No, bang off at the wall. But it'll be a game-tying 2-run, 2-out double for Dylan Lena.
ball was barreled by Lena. And it's a home run in probably a majority of CCL ballparks. But here it just stays in the yard.
This inning alone, Carson's thrown more pitches than he did in the first 2 innings combined. One-oh now to Klovnovsky. That one skied, fouling out of play to the left side.
Klinovsky's an everyday player for the Barons, and he's hitting 270. He's got his OPS over 700 as well.
1-1 now to Klinovsky. This is down below the zone. Two one delivery from Carson. That fastball in there for strike 2. 2-2 now. Two delivery from Carson. That one flared towards Drew Smith to his backhand, gathers, fires. Dylan Jackson unable to pick it over there at first. It's going to be a bang-bang play, but if ruled an error on Anthony Hernandez, we got a ruled an error there on Dylan Jackson.
I'm not so sure. That one was more deeper in the hole for Smith.
I would give him a hit. And if it's also, it wouldn't be a Dylan Jackson error, it would be on Drew Smith.
That one misses down.
It's obviously a ball that Jackson can and has picked before, but most of the time if there's a throw in the dirt from across the diamond, the error would go to the man who made the throw.
1-0, swung on and miss. Laureano. The large amount of pitches this inning from Cody Carson has sent some action down to the bullpen for the Oaks. That one's fouled back by Laureano. But now it's just Scott Rudensky walking out there. Waiting to see if he's followed by anybody. Looks like Ryan's starting to put his gear on and head out that way. 1-2 now from Carson. That one misses away. Snared on the backhand by Markinson. Two delivery from Carson. Runner goes. A throw down from Markinson. Well in time as Markinson bails out his pitcher. The score remains now tied after the Barons are able to put up a 3-spot here in the third. We'll head now to the bottom of the third. It will be the heart of the order due up. Carrillo, Durfee, and Wright. We'll welcome you back. I want to take this time to thank our sponsors, obviously the Amateur Baseball Development Group, a big part of the Conejo Oaks organization, founded by Mike Sosha, Randy Riley, Kevin Muno, and Amy Ashford. And of course, the hat sponsor of the CCL and the Conejo Oaks, Richardson Sports. Austin Carrillo steps in now here in the bottom of the third. First pitch from Marcellus Henry misses away. It was 42 pitches that Henry threw to the first 2 innings. That one skied out towards Boyd in center. He'll track back a few feet and set on the dirt for out number 1. Bring up Brendan Durfee. Durfee popped one to shallow right center field that Kamayo Neighbors was able to drift all the way back on and make a play of back in the first. That one misses in. Brendan Durfee, another one of those guys who made his decision official, as he'll be taking his talents from the Division III level to the Division I level, as he'll be going to UC Santa Barbara come this fall.
I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
That one misses down and in the Durfee.
Did that become official today?
Well, it's on the roster today, so that's my guess.
Huh. Good for Durf.
That one misses away. Ryan officially added to the roster today, too.
He was added on Sunday. Had to be, or Saturday, because he got an at-bat.
Well, he wasn't on the printed roster yet. 3-0 to Durfee. So take a fastball for strike 1. Yeah, I talked about that already. 3-1 skied up, foul territory, and Lena able to get to it.
Now batting, right fielder number 32, Wright.
Still 5 guys listed as undecided on the Oaks roster, but we know of a couple more who aren't officially listed as undecided. First pitch to Chris Wright, misses down below the zone. Whoa. Looked like a two-seamer there with that movement from Henry. (2-0) now to Chris Wright. And breaking ball not able to get in the back door. 3-0 now to Chris.
This is in his wheelhouse right now. Expect Wright to take a healthy cut at it.
And when this is in, it's a 4-pitch walk to Chris Wright. So bring up Drew Smith. Drew reached via an error and came around the score after stealing 2 bases last inning.
Let's see if Henry makes any sort of adjustment from inning to inning, given how much the Oaks ran on him last inning.
As Drew Smith laces that one down the left field line, and it's a fair ball. Chris Wright rounds second, he'll head to third, and he'll get waved on home. The throw home is not in time. Drew Smith trying to stretch into 3, tagged out. Really interesting thing I saw there, too, is Chris Wright rounded second. Kamayu Neighbors ran step for step with Chris Wright all the way to third base. I don't know if I've ever seen an infielder do that before.
He was just going out for the double cut, but maybe he just wanted to show off that he could outrun Wright. But he was just going for the double cut.
Well, the Oaks regain the lead on that Drew Smith RBI double. We'll head now to the fourth as Sky Radinsky comes in the pitch. So after throwing 31 pitches in the third inning, it ends the day for Cody. Carson makes way for Little Rat Scott Radinsky. First batter he'll face is Thomas Williams, the only guy who didn't come to plate for the Barons last inning. First pitch to him is a fastball that's in there for strike one. And already warming down in the bullpen for the Oaks, very slowly, is Nate Clough. So that one's skied high, and it's going to get out of play. It's going to be right on top of the bleachers.
And for Radinsky this summer, he has found himself into a bit of trouble, but also gotten some rotten defense behind him. He's given up 15 total runs in 6 1/3 innings out of the pen, but 6 of them are unearned. He's also got 9 strikeouts in that 6 1/3. Just needs to limit the damage.
That one misses down. The 1-2, chop foul.
Home plate umpire giving the batter some time now as Williams fouled that pitch off his foot.
Oh, actually, it's Laureano who's out to bat. I forgot that Konoski was gunned out to end the inning. That one skied towards the right center field gap. Moyer covering all the ground to get over there for out number 1. As Chris Wright does a little bit of a dance behind Mac there.
That ball just kept tailing away from Moyer. And it looked like he was going to get there easily off the bat, but as the wind took it towards right field, brought it to Chris Wright. So Moyer making the catch right in front of Chris, and Chris making a joke out of it.
First pitch from Rudinsky to Williams is in there for strike 1. A 1 delivery, misses down. That one misses down.
Williams is another one of the everyday guys for the Barons this summer, but he's looking to get it going, just 229.
That one's rolled over towards Jackson.
Nice
He bodies it up. We'll flip it over to Scott for out number 2.
It's a tricky play over there for Dylan Jackson as that ball was hit pretty hard off the bat, and Jackson had to go to his right, but a natural catcher, he gets down to block that one and doesn't even need to as it goes right into his glove. He flips it over to Rudinsky.
So we're at Mark Anthony Hernandez. He tried to sneak in a bunt single to lead off last inning, but Cody Carson was able to pounce on it quickly.
You can understand why Hernandez was trying to get himself a bunt hit. Of these everyday guys for the Barons, he's the only one hitting below 200.
First pitch to Hernandez, a breaking ball in there for strike 1.
186 clip for him, and he's also tied for the team lead in strikeouts.
Rudinsky will step off the mound for a second, fix his hat. Fans slowly starting to fill up the stands as temperature begins to drop. Nice breeze starting to blow through here. A 1 delivery from Rudinsky, fastball down in the dirt. One delivery from Rudinsky. The breaking ball in there for strike 2. One, two, rolled over, foul. Trickle down to the Oaks bullpen.
That was a righty-righty changeup there from Rudinsky, but not the location he was looking for on 1-2. That one stayed up and in the strike zone.
One-two delivery again. Rolled over towards Smith at third. It's a fair ball. He gathers, fires across the diamond. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Scott Rudinsky. We'll head to the bottom half of the 4th. Due up for your Oaks. It's the bottom 3rd. Jackson, Markinson, Falsken. Dylan Jackson will step in now as we welcome you back here, bottom 4. Walkden's first at bat is to duck out of the way of that one. It's a breaking ball. Henry not able to get on top of. That fastball swung on and missed. Last inning, the quickest of the game for Henry. As only took him 10 pitches. He still gave up a run, but much better than the 26 that he threw the inning prior in the 16 before that, as Dylan Jackson drives that one out to left field, carrying back. Unable to make the catch out there and left is Lanier. Will be a leadoff double. Allowed off the bat in 99 for DJ. Let's bring up Bennett Markinson. Markinson, as Josh mentioned, put together one of his best swings we've seen of the summer from him last at bat as he drove an RBI double into the right center field gap. And that was on an 0-2 count. It's an RBI that drove in Drew Smith. Ball's flying out to left field today like we haven't seen all summer. That one misses, low and away to Markinson.
In his last at bat, Markinson was up there in a bunt situation with first and second. And we saw Drew Smith swipe third and Jackson thrown out at second, so he ended up hitting away with the runner on third. And once again, in a bunt situation, they're letting him hit away again. Definitely earning that after his double last at bat.
1-0 delivery now to Markinson. Tips that one in the glove of Laureano for strike 1. Action now down in the bullpen for the Barons as Jimmy Welsher starts to throw down there the southpaw. Also he's hitting some fungos during batting practice for the Barons today. 1-1 from Markinson, skied out towards shallow right field, running in on it. And not making the play is Klivnoski as drops it as Markinson will reach on the E9.
It would surprise me right now if they don't put the bunt sign on for Carson Falsken. With first and second, nobody out, and the top of the lineup looming. It's a definite bunt situation for the Oaks.
Falsken in his last at bat. And this will cause a mound visit, but Falsken's last at bat, Henry was behind 3-0, and then he battled back through 3 straight breaking balls. 2 that Falsken took, and then a third that he chased out of the zone. This will likely be the last batter for Marcellus Henry, regardless of what Falsken does with the lefty warming, but also with 4 of the next 5 for the Oaks being lefties. Top half for the Oaks, lefty heavy, bottom half, all righties. Falsken steps in. Lena is in at third. Falsken squares the bunt, pulls back as that one misses down. One 1-0 now as Henry will turn back.
Good discipline there by Carson Falsken. The inside move was most likely just a test to see if Falsken was going to show bunt again, and he doesn't show early to give it away.
1-0 now. Falsken scores again, gets it down, but it's well foul.
With the first and second bunt situation, you're taught to bunt it down the third base line, but with that breaking ball going away from Falsken and ending up nearly in the other batter's box. It's very hard to get it down, and he tried too hard to get that ball down the third base line.
Falsken shows bunt already.
Ooh.
So that one, not sure where it hit on his bat, but it'll be a foul ball. But that one ran in on him.
Well, if that didn't hit the bat, I think it would have hit him in the face.
Looks like he got a piece of his hand maybe as he's shaking off his right hand right now. Might have jammed the finger. 1-2 now. The bunt sign will be off. It's Jackson on second, Markinson on first. Falsken rolls over that one. It'll be a fair ball down the third base line. Jackson around third. He'll head home. Markinson around second. He'll be waved around home. Neighbors cuts it off, and he'll eat it. It's a 2-run double for Carson Falsken. Top, bottom of the order came to play today.
It's awesome there for Falsken. After failing to get a couple of bunts down, kind of feels like a failure of an at-bat, but then lacing a double down the line and scoring 2, that's got to make Carson feel very good.
And as I expected, that would be the last batter for Henry. We'll take a break now as Jimmy Welsher will step in to toe the slab for the Barons. We'll welcome you back as first batter that the new pitcher Jimmy Welsher will face is Mac Moyer. What do we got on Jimmy Welsher this year, Josh?
Well, in 13 1/3 innings, he's given up a bit of damage. 18 runs allowed.
Ouch.
27 hits in those 13. So
Ouch again.
the Oaks are going to look to be aggressive here.
As Moyer scored around the bunt there, but pulls back. Mack is 2 for 2 today. Doubled to start things off in the bottom of the first. Came around the score, then drove in one, sorry, on an RBI single in the second. Also stole a base. So that one's in there. Strike one. Very over-the-top delivery for Welsher. One now. Looping breaking ball. Misses well up.
Did not see the velocity on the fastball of Welsher, but I have to imagine it's a pretty big gap between that and the curveball. Just 66 miles an hour, that pitch.
2-1 now to Mac Moyer. Is that a fastball, Cam?
I think it is, yeah.
Fastball on the outside part of the plate in there for strike two. The 2-2 swung and a miss.
Now batting, shortstop, number 23, Schwartzberg.
Bring up Schwartzberg now. Zach is 1 for 2 and an RBI single in the first, and then grounded out 10 the second. As Nate Clough starts to warm down in the bullpen for the Oaks. Falsken goes. Laureano drops it. It's another stolen base for the Oaks.
Again, that was a case of the Barons pitching staff not doing a good job of holding the runner, as Falsken really stole that out of Welsher's pocket there.
That one was called a strike on Schwartzberg. That one flared over the head of Neighbors and unable to make the catch on a diving effort, but a ridiculous pick to keep it from going all the way to the wall out there in right field by Klonowski, but it's another RBI base knock for Schwartzberg.
Now batting, left fielder, number 4, Carrillo.
So bring up Austin Carrillo. Carrillo's 0 for 2 today with 2 flyouts to center. Scored a bunt, pull back. Already action down in that bullpen for the Barons. Check on Schwartzberg over at first, but he's back in standing safely. One-0 delivery now to Carrillo. That one misses up.
Your Carrillo right now up in the count 2-0. Look for one pitch. Try to drive it. Big gap in right center. Center fielder Boyd is pretty shallow.
Check on Schwartzberg again. Schwartzberg with a very modest lead over there at first as Just stepped back onto the bag. I want to say that was a changeup.
Yeah.
Looks very similar to his fastball. So 3-0 now, though, to Carrillo. 3-0 delivery. That fastball's in there for strike one.
The hardest pitch that we've seen Welsher throw in this inning. 79 miles an hour. If Falsken gets that exact same pitch, I expect him to drive it.
3-1 now to Carrillo. So flare that one to left field. It'll drop in for a base knock. We'll bring up power bat of Brendan Durfee now. Durfee 0 for 2 today with 2 pop-ups in the infield.
Designated hitter number 27, Brendan Durfee.
Durfee's in a bit of a slump since the showcase game last Wednesday.
With that Carrillo single, Brendan Durfee is now the only starter in the lineup who hasn't reached base safely yet. It's only the 4th inning, so he should have a couple more opportunities to do so.
First pitch to Durfee. The changeup in there for strike one.
It's got some depth to it and more movement than his fastball, but the velocity difference isn't that huge. 73 miles an hour on that changeup compared to 77, 78 on the fastball.
A 1 delivery to Durfee. Drives that one out towards the left center field gap, but getting back and settling under it is Lanier for out number 2.
Now batting, right fielder number 32, Chris Wright.
So we'll bring up Chris Wright. Chris grounded out on a comebacker to the mound in the first, and then he walked on 4 pitches and came around the score last inning. First pitch in there for strike one. Schwartzberg on second, Carrillo on first. Breaking ball misses away. Chris, one of a few guys for the Oaks offense this summer. The double-digit marks for RBIs. Looking to add a couple more here. 1-1 now to Wright. So lace that one, but Wright to Mark Anthony Hernandez for out number 3. We'll head back to the top of the 5th now, and it will be Nate Clough taking the mound for your Oaks. welcome you back as Nate Clough takes the mound now for your Oaks. I personally can't remember the last time that Clough has pitched for the Oaks. I want to say he hasn't pitched since we've been back from the break, if I'm not mistaken.
Definitely has not.
A couple of guys who I also want to say returned today. Clough, Daudet, a long awaited return of Eli Payton today as well. Half-hearted swing there on the 1-0 pitch from Bassett. Bassett singled and came around the score in that third inning. Oh, it's away 2-1 now. Clough will follow the best outing of the summer for Scott Radinsky as Little Rad went 1-2-3 in the fourth on just 14 pitches. That one misses down, 3-1 now to Bassett. Three-one delivery from Clough, swung on a miss. Count will run full. Full count now to Bassett. Clough delivers. That one misses away. It's a leadoff walk.
And that's something that's been a problem for Nate Clough this summer. He has struck out 9 guys in 9 innings, so good for 1 per inning, but that was already his 8th walk to go along with 12 hits given up. But Clough's, I'm sure, would rather just throw strikes and let his defense work than give up those free passes.
First pitch to Neighbors as he fights that one off his hands and flares it in front of Carrillo for a base knock.
It's what Kamayu Neighbors does, hitting .340 this summer, and now that he's been on base a couple of times, he's already seen his stellar on-base percentage rise. It was at .479 coming into play today, and it's only gone up.
So bring up Delshawn Lanier now. He's 1 for 2 today, struck out swinging in the first and then walked in the third.
And Neighbors' on-base percentage is good enough, not even for tops on his team, good enough for second, behind Lena.
Wow. As Lanier shows bunt early, and he's unable to pull that one back. He chases one outside the zone and tips it straight back. His third base coach will now call over Lanier. The 0-1 delivery now. That one's chopped straight in front of the mound. Markinson picks it up in foul territory. We'll see how this at bat ends up for Lanier, because that'll either be a fortunate or unfortunate break for Clough.
Would have worked out as a sacrifice for Lanier because he would have been out at first, but both runners would have advanced. Clough would prefer to pick up a strikeout right here, though.
.0-2 now to Lanier. Clough delivers. The breaking ball misses up. As we mentioned before, Clough plays collegiately for the USC Trojans. But he's from the Pacific west by way of Federal Way, Washington. 2-2 now to Lanier. 2-2 shot out towards Chris Wright, and Wright tracks back, tagging up at second is Bassett, and he'll get in there safely. He'll now be runners on the corner.
Corners even.
Yeah, I realized I said corner singular. Home plate umpire has been really on top of the on-deck batters of where they can stand. So runners on the corners now. Neighbors of the fake will retreat to first. First pitch to Julian Boyd is a ball. Boyd is 0 for 2 today, struck out to end the first, and then reached on a fielder's choice in the third, but came around to score. 1-0 now. Oh, misses up. The tough one there as Markinson was already up out of his squat to grab that one, thinking Neighbors was going to jump, so unable to potentially maybe steal a strike at the top of the strike zone there for Clough. So that one gets the outside part of the plate. 2-1 now.
Well, that's what Neighbors does to catchers. He's got that himself in their heads, and because of that, Markinson's not able to frame some pitches. I think Neighbors is going to go on this pitch.
2-1. Markinson. Pump fakes the back pick on Neighbors. 3-1 now to Boyd. As the dangerous bat of Dylan Lena waits on deck. He smothered the baseball off the wall in his last at-bat. 3-1 delivery from Clough. Swung on a miss. Count run full. See if this will put Neighbors in motion.
It's the big pitch right now if you're Clough, because Dylan Lena represents the tying run in the on-deck circle. He's the best hitter for the Barons.
3-2 delivery from Clough. Chop straight back foul.
Let's replicate that same pitch.
How about a 2-ball right here, Josh?
I'd love that.
One pitch away, as Josh loves to say. Neighbors goes. Boyd fouls that one off his legs.
Boyd is a difficult guy to strike out. Just 8 on the year. Anyone with single digits at this point has done a nice job.
Full count delivery again. Fouled it back again.
And it's interesting because clearly Boyd knows the fastball is coming, but he continues to be early on it. Not waiting for the fastball to come get to him, and it's got some decent velocity, but Boyd continues to just get on top and roll it foul.
3-2 again. Clough delivers. Neighbors goes. Swung on a miss. Markinson just holds that one. But a big strikeout there for Clough.
Now batting third baseman number 29, Dylan Lena.
Now this will bring up Lena.
And with first base open here, I don't think it's a situation where you should walk him, but you should definitely pitch around Lena and not give him anything really, really good to hit. Just let him be a little over aggressive and try to get him to roll over one, get himself out.
Lena struck out swinging to start off the second, and then, as I mentioned, he barreled one up, crushed it off the wall and left for a 2-run double. And the third as he swings and misses that first pitch.
I don't expect Lena to get a fastball here, at least not one that's in the zone.
That slider was the first pitch that was maybe at the top of the zone. Goes breaking ball. That one skied out towards shallow right field. Chris Wright comes running in, and he'll make the play.
Attaboy.
So Nate Clough works in and out of trouble as he puts up another 0 on the board for the Barons. The Oaks look to continue to add even more runs on the board, as we'll head now to the bottom of the 5th. Drew Smith, Dylan Jackson, and Bennett Markinson due up. We'll welcome you back as Drew Smith will step in now for the 3rd time. Drew reached on an error in the second and then barreled up an RBI double down the left field line, but then was out on a play at third as he tried to stretch the double into the triple on the classic 7-6-2-5. 2-0 now to Smith as it's still on the mound for the Barons, Jimmy Welsher. There is a man doing acrobatics in the bullpen for the Barons. That 2-0 driven out towards center field. Boyd tracking back will make the play.
That's what Julian Boyd does. We've seen that time and again against the Barons, or we saw that in the first series of the year. Just tracks down everything out there in center field, much like Mac Moyer for the Oaks.
So bring up Dylan Jackson now. Dylan's 1 for 1 today. Walked in the second and then doubled as he crushed one off the wall last inning, and then he came around to score last inning. He steps in now. Swings at the first pitch changeup. He's a little early against Welsher. Swings and misses at that fastball. Behind the count 0-2 now.
And these very slow lefties can sometimes be hard to hit, as it's difficult to time it up, and he's also got that arm side run going away from the right-handed bats. But after a couple batters, I expect the Oaks to get used to it and start mashing.
The breaking ball drops in there, the top of the zone. It's a nasty curveball. Gets Dylan Jackson
Now batting,
looking.
catcher, number 9, Bennett Markinson.
So bring up Bennett Markinson now. Bennett laced once the right center field gap for an RBI double in the second. And then he reached on an error. Last inning came around the score.
That double from Markinson, he collected his first RBI of the summer. It's got to feel good for him.
A 1 delivery, jam shot to Neighbors at second. Gathers, fires. The Oaks go down in order. We'll head to the top of the 6th in time for Cam's Corner. We'll be back. We will welcome you back as Jacob Klonowski steps in the box, and more importantly, Cameron Deck joins the broadcast. Oh, sorry, Cam. Forgot to unmute you.
Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Doing great, Cam. Oaks are winning. Can't complain.
Yeah.
It was a little toasty today, though.
Cam, how you doing?
Doing all right.
No, you've had some stomach problems.
Yeah, had to skip
Little
out.
tummy ache.
Had to skip out on picture day today.
Yeah, Cam is going to be the only representative of the Oaks intern staff that will not be
Oh,
in a picture.
my sister was not here either.
Oh, sorry.
But Christina did tell me today that she'll Photoshop me in.
Oh, that's so
So-
nice of her.
I know.
That one's laced past the glove of Drew Smith off the bat of Klonowski. How hard was that one off the bat, Cam?
97 miles an hour.
Cam, she's going to have to do a lot of photoshopping. We took a lot of pictures.
Did you really?
We took
Photoshop you.
big group
Oh,
with
yeah, wait.
everyone, then we took with just the interns, then just the
The
interns over
boys.
here, and then just the boy interns. Yeah, it's
Oh, wow.
Lot of
Last year we
pictures.
just did one picture, did we not?
I don't remember.
We took like 2 last year.
Oh, okay.
Did we take a photo with the whole team
yeah,
though
I don't
last
know.
year? I don't
we
remember that.
We weren't in the big group one
No,
last
we didn't
year.
do the big one.
Yeah, I was surprised when they were telling
Josh
us.
kept getting promoted during
S-
during the intern
Yeah, Cam,
photo.
I
It
was
was hype.
expecting to be one of the kids sitting in the front, you know, as
Uh-huh.
I often am. First, during the group picture, they tell me, no, go take a knee. I'm like, oh, nice.
Wow.
And then intern picture, I'm ready to be in the front row. Tell me, stand back.
Oh,
So I got to stand up during the intern photo.
a little bit of controversial during the intern photo though. Instead of having the men stand in the back, they made us go on one knee.
True.
So that one's falling off the bat of Laureano into the glove of Chris Wright for out number 1. Colby Downard has now begun to warm down in the bullpen for the Oaks. Downard pitched on Friday. Ended up getting the win in that ball game.
Downard's gone multiple innings in just about every outing, so could even be a situation where they're hoping that he finishes the ball game. He's already done that once before with a 3-inning save up and slow.
So bring up Thomas Williams now.
Turn
So
it.
roll that one. Falsken, 4. Bobbles. Gets 1. Fortunate there. That was likely an inning double play ball, but Falsken bobbled it as he went to throw it to Schwartzberg. And they'll end up only getting 1, which will bring up Mark Anthony Hernandez, who's grounded out twice today. Well, his first ground out was a failed bunt single, as Cody Carson made a great play off the mound. And he rolled over the one to Drew Smith to end the 4th. Cole delivers first pitch in their first strike. The back pick attempt just picked over there by Dylan Jackson. Great job of keeping it there.
Looked like a generous strike call, huh, Cam?
Yeah, it looked a little low and away. But we've had this umpire before, so I'm very familiar with his strike zone.
0-1 now from Clo. That one's rolled over towards Smith again. Drew gathers and fires for out number 3. Quick work for Clo this inning as he puts up another 0 for the Barons. So we'll head now to the bottom of the 6th. Head now to the bottom of the 6th. It's Carson Falsken to lead things off here in the 6th. Falsken today, 1 for 2. Struck out in the 2nd. 2-run double in the 4th that he eventually came around to score on after he stole a base too. First pitch to Falsken in there for strike 1. It's a nice turnaround for Clo after dancing with a little bit of danger and throwing 23 pitches in the 5th. He only needed 7 pitches to get through the 6th. Falsken rolls over that one foul. Moyer waits on deck. Breaking ball. Not able to break. So it misses high.
Do you think Clo is done? Downard's got the next inning, or?
If I had to imagine.
Yeah.
Downard has hopefully the next 2 at least. If I'm thinking like Coach Lena gathers and fires from 3rd for out number 1.
Lena's got himself an arm over there at 3rd base. Just a very powerful young man.
Mac Moyer steps in now. He's 2 for 3 today. Delwood came around the score in the 1st and had an RBI single in the 2nd and then struck out in the 4th. Cameron Deck, question for you in terms of the baseball world. don't have to answer instantly. I'll let you think about it if you want. But
Okay.
who do you think is the most likely player to be traded before the MLB trade deadline?
Most likely.
There's
Yeah.
a lot.
There are a lot, but I'm going to do a hot take here and say, I'll answer your question, but this first, what I'm about to say, Ohtani's not going to get traded.
I would have to.
Yeah,
I don't
that's-
think that's that hot of a
I
take.
don't think that's
You don't
hot of
think
a
so?
take.
But
Art Moreno's pretty stubborn.
yeah, he is.
Pretty. Yeah, he's very stubborn. He's the baseball Daniel Levy.
Most
I mean, Giolito's a
probably
given,
it's
right?
got to be Giolito. Yeah, Giolito. Maybe Cease. I don't see them.
No, I
getting
don't
rid
think
of
they're
him,
going to
though.
get rid of Cease.
1-1 popped up in the air off the bat of Moyer. Caught over at third for out number 2. Yeah, Giolito's a very fair answer.
Good job, Cam.
Harvard Westlake product.
Yeah. A ridiculous rotation he was a part of at Harvard Westlake.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think, though, I would go to the other side of Chicago personally and say Marcus Stroman just because.
I would have to strongly disagree with that. If the Cubs trade Stroman, I think it would be one of the stupider decisions they've made.
Well, they don't want to give him a new contract, so.
That's just ridiculous to me. How can you not want to pay a guy who has outright said how much he loves it there and wants to be there and is producing? It's not like he's a bum. He's their ace, and he loves it in Chicago.
He's not the only guy who's ever said that who hasn't gotten a contract, Josh.
No, I know, but
Well, we see what they did with the big 3, Bryant, Rizzo, and
Baez.
Baez. Cleaned house, so
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see it. I don't think it would be
I
a very
wouldn't
smart
be
move.
surprised either, but I just don't think that they should be doing that.
Yeah.
During our discussion, Schwartzberg singled on the first pitch he saw. Third hit of the ball game for him. So he breaks for second. Throw down, not in time.
Massive jump there.
Seems to be the case all game long.
Yeah, they're really taking advantage of these slow deliveries to the plate, and the pitcher's not doing a great job of holding runners on. Laureano behind the plate has himself a hose. And pretty quick pop time as well. He just doesn't really have a chance on most of these throws.
A 1 delivery. Looping breaking ball. And there for strike 2. Oh, 2 now to Austin Carrillo, who's 1 for 3. Schwartzberg breaks for third. Carrillo chops that one foul.
Another really good jump there by Schwartzberg.
Yeah, he was frustrated knowing that he would have been into third easily, but obviously with 2 strikes, Carrillo has to swing at anything close.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see today that the Diamondbacks are no longer affiliated with Valley Sports?
I did not see that.
I didn't. I saw some headline about the Diamondbacks and TV rights. I didn't really care to read.
The second broadcast that's going to be run by the MLB now.
What's the other one?
Padres. 0-2 to Carrillo again. He chops that one foul again. I think the MLB eventually hopes to have the rights to a majority of it, but there's some teams they'll never have the rights to, like the Yankees, who have their own network. The Red Sox will never leave. Well, Dodgers have changed their TV rights before, but
Yeah, but I feel like they're pretty stingy.
0-2 again to Carrillo. That breaking ball in there for strike 3. So the Oaks not able to muster a run in back-to-back innings now. As we'll head now to the 7th as Colby Downard will come on in. We'll welcome you back now as Anthony Bassett will step in. First pitch from Downer, fastball misses away. Bassett is 1 for 1 today. Singled and came around the score in the third. And then walked and was stranded at third in the fifth. So sky that one away, 1-1 now.
Downer this summer has 22 strikeouts in 15 and a third innings. That's tied with Blake Riley and Cole Fisher for the team lead.
Impressive because I want to say Downer not quite close to them in total innings.
He is 7 innings behind Fisher and 13 behind Riley. But even in the strikeout category.
2-1 now from Downer. That breaking ball misses in. 3-1 now to Bassett.
Problem is, in the walk category, he has more than Riley. 13 less innings.
3-1 delivery. That one skied out towards right field. Chris Wright moving to his left.
Oh!
Will make an acrobatic catch. He overran that one as he had to dodge some dude over by the Barons bullpen who just didn't move out of the way. And he makes a snare behind his head. As Coach Solis will now come out of the dugout and tell that guy to move.
Could have been dangerous over there for Chris, and that was an excellent job evading the guy out there in right field and making that difficult catch over his head.
Kamayu Neighbors will step in now. First pitch of the game, he hit one right to Dylan Jackson for an unassisted play over there at first. First pitch from Downer gets the outside part of the plate. Then Neighbors walked, came around the score in the third, and then he singled, stole second, and was stranded there in the fifth. He'll line that one out to Moyer. It'll drop in front of him. So bring up Delshawn Lanier. Lanier today is 0 for 2. Struck out in the first, walked in the third, and then flew out to Chris Wright and Wright in the fifth. Neighbors leads off first. Downer delivers. The fastball misses in. Markinson unable to squeeze it, but Neighbors stays put at first.
I can almost smell it in the air right now. Double play coming right now.
I like that smell. 1-0 delivery. That one skied up. Foul territory. Catchable for Dylan Jackson. Drifting towards the left. Will make the play for out number 2. As Julian Boyd will step in now. Boyd today 0 for 3. Struck out, grounded into a fielder's choice, and he reached on it and came around the score. And he struck out last at bat, back pick on Neighbors, not in time. Boyd's last at bat was 9 pitches. One-0 delivery now to Boyd. The breaking ball misses up. Two-0 now to Julian Boyd. Fastball misses away. 3-0 now. Carrillo misses down. It's a 4-pitch walk.
Now batting third baseman number 29, Dylan Lena.
So bring up the dangerous bat now of Dylan Lena. Let's clean it up down there, Smtih.
What are you talking about? Oh, the outs?
Yep. Umpire just told him. Still hasn't done it. Lena today struck out in the second. Doubled off the wall that drove in 2 of the Barons' 3 runs in the third. And then flew out to end the 5th. First pitch breaking ball misses down in the dirt. Markinson does a great job of blocking and keeping Neighbors at second. Absolute speed on the base pass for the Barons right now. One 0 now from Downard. Neighbors dances off a second. The delivery. Fastball misses up and away.
Feel like that's been a strike called for the majority of this game. I don't think that is a strike, but it seems like just about every time that pitch is located in that location, it's been ruled a strike.
Two 0 now to Lena.
Yes.
Rolled towards Falsken at second. He gathers, fires, and Downard works his way around the single and the walk. We'll head now to the bottom of the 7th. We'll be back. We welcome you back as Brendan Durfee steps in. 0 for 3 today with 3 flyouts is Durf. First pitch breaking ball misses low. Durfee, the newest gaucho. And breaking ball will get in there for a strike. One. Durfee drives that one out towards the right field. Drifting back towards the warning track. In front of it is Klivnovsky for out number 1.
Now batting right fielder number 32, Chris Wright.
Wright steps in. First pitch he sees, he pops up in the infield. Lena will set under it for out number 2.
Now batting, third baseman, number 38.
So bring up Drew Smith. Drew's 1 for 3 today. Reached on an error in the second, stole second and third, and then came around to score. And an RBI double, he tried to stretch in the triple that he was thrown out on in the third. He takes a strike there, and he flew out to center to start off the 5th. The 0-1 rolled over. I'll get through. Let's bring up Dylan Jackson now. DJ today is 1 for 2. Walked in the second, and then doubled, came around to score in the 4th, and then struck out looking in the 5th.
Number 10, Dylan Jackson.
Walsher will trap over on Smith. The delivery to Jackson misses up. Very long time to get the first pitch of the at-bat. There goes Smith. Throw down. Well, tardy.
That's the 3rd stolen base of the day for Drew Smith.
Geez, Sefty, clean it up.
This is just something that the Barons really need to clean up, because during this 4-game series, it could really be a case of the Oaks just running roughshod on the bases. Pitchers just have to do a better job of holding the runners on.
2-0 now. Jackson fouls that one straight back.
Just based on where we're at in the season, might be too late to clean it up for the Barons. Seems like this is just a common theme for them, at least for the pitchers that pitched in today's ball game. They're struggling mightily. 8 losses in a row.
2-1. This is down below the zone. 3-1 now. Sure checks there on the runner, but doesn't throw. Three-one delivery. Jackson takes a strike on the upper inside corner of the plate. Full count delivery to DJ. So foul that one back. And this at bat alone, Welsher's already thrown more pitches after he delivers this one than he did to the first two batters. The first three batters of this inning. This will be the 7th pitch of the at bat to Dylan Jackson. Full count delivery. Misses away. It's a walk.
Frustration all around in the Barons dugout. Is that one we ruled ball 4?
We'll see a mound visit now here. And it'll be a pitching change. Didn't even know somebody was warming up in the bullpen for the Barons, but we'll be back. We'll welcome you back as Antonio Estrella will take the mound. Check on the runner instantly, because why not? Estrella, the right-hander out of Compton College. Plays his baseball at the home of the Barons.
He's struggled mightily in his 5 appearances this summer. 5 1/3, but 10 earned runs allowed in those 5 innings. Been a lot of base runners against Estrella.
That one misses away. 2-0 now. 2-0 now to Markinson. This is down and away. 3-0 now. Now to Markinson. No one's in there for a strike. One delivery from Estrella. Markinson chases the breaking ball. Count will run full, and he'll put Smith and Jackson in motion. Full count delivery now. Markinson holds up. It'll be a walk. Let's bring up Carson Falsken now. It's the bases loaded situation for Carson. Falsken struck out in the second, 2 RBI double in the fourth, which he then stole third and then came around to score on an RBI from Schwartzberg, and then he grounded out to third to start off the sixth. First pitch he sees is a fastball up. Two-oh now.
Barron's relievers have had some difficulty throwing strikes, but the Oaks haven't been able to capitalize. First 4 innings, the Oaks picked up at least 1 run, and then they went scoreless in the 5th and 6th, but threatening for more here. The bases loaded, and a 2-0 count to Falsken.
Two-oh delivery, misses up. 3-0 now. Carrillo delivery now. That one's ruled a strike on the outside part of the plate.
That one looked like it was off the plate by quite a few inches.
Yep. That one misses, and walk in a run.
Now batting, center fielder number 36.
Mac Moyer will step in now for the 5th time today. He's 2 for 4 coming into this one. Doubled, came around the score in the first. RBI single in the second. Struck out and flew out since then. Backdoor breaking ball, misses away.
Not sure if that was a cross-up or just the pitch broke more than Laureano was expecting, but he slid all the way to his left and then had to reach back to his right to catch that one.
One misses down.
Moyer gets one he likes here. Expect him to drive it.
That one
Oh, holy cow.
called a strike as Moyer danced out of the way of it. It was about 3 ball lanes inside, according to the TrackMan. Zach Daudet waits on deck to pinch hit. That backdoor breaker's in there for strike 2. See if, regardless of if Daudet gets to come up and hit here, if he'll come in as a defensive replacement in the 8th. Two-two delivery. Moyer laces that one down the left field line. My apologies. As Markinson will come around the score. It's a 2-run single for Mac Moyer.
He's red hot at the plate. 3 hits again today for Mac.
And this will bring up Zach Daudet.
Now batting, number 25, Zach Daudet.
Daudet will pinch hit for Schwartzberg, who had himself a day. Schwartzberg 3 for 4 at the plate today. 3 singles, 2 RBIs. Estrella's thrown a lot of pitches already since coming in, and just 3 batters. He's up at 16 pitches.
It's been a while since we've seen Zach, since before the showcase game. It's good to have him back.
First pitch he sees is a breaking ball, and that comes in the front door for strike 1. A 1 delivery, nearly hits Daudet. One now. Markinson. Falsken dances off a second. Daudet chops that one straight in front of the plate. It's going to be a foul ball.
Oriano's talking to the home plate umpire, trying to convince him that that ball was fair.
1-2 now to Daudet. Sean Blandino waits on deck to pinch hit for Carrillo. And if things continue, it looks like it'll be Eli Payton to pinch hit for Brendan Durfee. Emptying the bench. 1-2 delivery now to Daudet. Just misses in. Again, it will be a minimum 5 pitches and a bat from Estrella.
Colby Downard's been sitting in the dugout for a very long time. I hope that he's been able to stay loose.
As the ball from the Barons bullpen rolls all the way down behind home plate. Blandino shows off his cannon, throws it by. The bullpen protector out there. Two now. Daudet drives that one down the left field line. It'll be fair, and even more runs will come around for the Oaks. Daudet rounds first, he'll head for second. Moyer rounds third, he'll head for home. It's a 2-run double for Zach Daudet.
Well, the Oaks have broken this game open.
That was much needed for Zach. Been struggling quite a bit offensively this summer. Not a bad first at-bat back.
Exactly what you want if you're Zach Daudet. Picking up an extra base hit, driving in 2 runs, and now even with the time that Zach's missed, he's one of just 5 guys in the double-digit RBI category.
So bring up Sean Blandino. Blandino pinch hits now for Carrillo. And Blandino coming to bat here means all 9 guys in the order have come to hit. As first pitch Blandino sees, he grounds out to second. So the Oaks not able to fully bat around as they didn't get back to Durfee's spot in the order, but they are able to put up a 5 spot as they explode the lead to 9. We'll head now to the 8th.
Back for the top of the 8th inning as Austin had to step out for a minute. So it'll be just me and Cameron Deck for the time being.
Cam's corner extended.
Yeah, we welcomed it back for the 8th inning. We've had some good luck with Cam on the broadcast, so we're hoping that continues. Nobody warming for the Oaks in the bullpen. And Colby Downer was sitting for quite some time. And now, Cam, I was not a pitcher, so how much does that affect you, sitting down? That was almost 30 minutes, probably about 20 minutes sitting down, waiting.
Yeah, I think that affects a lot of pitchers kind of differently. You'll see some guys go maybe not down to the bullpen, but off to the side and just throw to kind of stay warm. But good to see Downer come in there with a strike now.
Did it affect you when you pitched? You were sitting for a while?
No.
Not a lot of long innings from West Ranch baseball.
No, not really. Didn't affect me personally. That you just missed.
You're just built different. Okay.
Brutal call.
Was fully in the box. 3-1. Cam doing play-by-play? Inside, hits the batter as well. It's a leadoff base runner. And bye, Cam.
Bye.
Cameron Deck on play-by-play?
No.
Oh.
But he did give some lovely analysis on pitchers.
Wow.
Waiting. But we also learned that Cam's just built different. When he was pitching and he's sitting down for it doesn't matter how long, it didn't affect him.
Is that so?
Get a ground ball here.
Laureano 1-1 to him now as he fouls that one away. Laureano 1 for 3 today at the plate.
Austin, when you had to step away, did you happen to catch what's going on in that Braves D-backs game?
I've seen notifications on my phone throughout the game. That one's skied in the center. Not skied, laced in the center. It's a base knock for Laureano. Runners on the corners here now for the Barons. Not sure if Josh and Cam updated you guys, but as expected, Dode and Blandino both stay in the game. The exact same defensive positions as they pinch hit for. Dode takes over for Schwartzberg at short, and Blandino takes over for Carrillo on left. Everything else remains the same defensively. Downer delivers, breaking ball, and there for strike one to Thomas Williams. Williams 0 for 3 today, grounded into 2 fielders' choices, and then grounded out to first. He did reach on the fielder's choice in the 6th, though. That breaking ball is popped up in foul territory. Dylan Jackson will set it on there at foul number 1.
That pop-up, that now puts Downer 1 pitch away from getting the back in the dugout, especially with a guy like Hernandez, prime double play candidate. Colby will look for something on the ground here.
Hernandez takes the first pitch strike. He's 0 for 3 today. Ground out, ground out, and ground out.
Hopefully he grounds out again.
0-1 now. Backdoor breaking ball. Back pick from Markinson. Well tardy. One now. Rolled over.
Turn it.
Dode to Falsken to first. They got him. Great job there by the infield to turn that one. Downer gets out of trouble. We'll head to the 8th. We'll be back. We'll welcome you back as Eli Payton now will make his long-awaited return as he'll step in to pinch hit for Brendan Durfee.
Before Eli went down with an injury, he was one of the best hitters for the Oaks. Definitely one of the hottest hitters. Had a 2-homer game a few days before he went down and hitting just below 300.
So Eli laces that first pitch foul. Warming down the bullpen now for the Oaks is Big Red Jackson Jordan.
We suspected that Jordan would be used today, as he hasn't pitched in a few days.
As Eli rolls over that one to the mound. Estrella bobbles it, but able to get it for out number 1.
Still, though, I'm surprised to see Jackson in a 12-3 ball game, but they just want to get him work in any capacity.
Right fielder, number 32.
So bring up Chris Wright. Chris Wright, the only guy who's not getting pinch hit for in this stretch between the 2 and 6 hole batters, as Dode pinch hit for Schwartzberg, Blandino pinch hit for Carrillo, Payton just pinch hit for Durfee. Now it's Wright, and then waiting on deck to pinch hit for Smith is Nick Leahy. Chris today is 0 for 3. Ground out, walked, came around the score, lined out to first, and then flew out to third. He'll pop that one up towards center field. Julian Boyd will settle under it for out number 2. Now this will bring up Leahy. And if Leahy's able to get on, then Audet will pinch hit for Jackson.
I think the Oaks just wanted to get Chris Wright a knock.
Do we think if it gets past Audet that Brady Francisco or Ryan would pinch hit for Bennett?
I don't know. I don't think it'll be Ryan, but could be Brady.
Well, Leahy steps in now. First pitch, breaking ball, misses up.
I mean, I'd love it if it was Ryan, but
Maybe send up Cody today.
Yeah, that's not allowed. It's dangerous.
1-0 delivered to Leahy, misses up. We'll send out you, Josh. You don't get to participate in intern BP this year, so.
Yeah, no, I'm ready.
2-0 now.
Get you an inning on the mound, too, if you need it.
That one's skied away. That's what we got Cameron for.
Oh, right. So, yeah, give me an at-bat.
Right, Cameron?
I'll rip a single through the 3-4 hole. Get you a bunt down if you need it.
Oh. Two-one now to Leahy. That breaking ball is in there. 2-2 now. 2-2. Called strike 3. The Oaks go down in order here in the bottom of the 8th. We'll head now to the top of the 9th with Big Red taking them out. We will welcome you back now here. Top of the 9th. The Oaks 3 outs away from winning another one. Let's bring up Anthony Bassett. He's 1 for 2 today. Singled, walked, flew out. Jackson Jordan, a man who earned himself an opportunity to play at the Division I level this past spring after he pitched at Moore Park College. Will now be taking his talents to Eugene to pitch for the Oregon Ducks. 2-0 now to Bassett. 2-0 fastball by him. Two one, fouled away. Two. Frisbee slider misses up. Count will run full. Three-two fastball misses out. Let's bring up Kamayu Neighbors for the 5th time today. Neighbors is 2 for 3. Swung at the first pitch of the ballgame and grounded out the first. And walked, came around the score in the 3rd. Singled in the 5th. Singled in the 7th. First pitch fastball misses up.
Sammy, even with Neighbors up, do you smell a double play ball or nah?
No. Not with his speed. Yeah. Maybe a line out double play though.
And fastball misses away. Two oh now to Neighbors. 2-0 delivery. Fastball in there for strike one.
That's the location that Jackson needs to stay at. The Barons haven't seen velocity like this today, so could be difficult for them to catch up.
Oh,
2-1
Generous
pitch.
call.
Given a strike. Looks like goes quite a bit off the plate. 2-2 now to Neighbors. Home plate umpire just saw that we hit the 3-hour mark and he wants to go home. 2-2 delivery. Fouled back.
just keep challenging him if you're Jackson. Don't even need to paint the corners. Just fastballs middle. 12-3 ball game. And like Sammy said, they haven't seen velocity like this today.
2-2, we'll do it again. That one's driven out towards the right center field gap. Moyer on his horse, unable to get there. His Neighbors will split the gap. Neighbors will round second, but he'll stay there. Falsken throws it home. Well tardy, it's an RBI double for Kamayu Neighbors. That double from Neighbors drives in the first run of the game for the Barons since the third. First pitch to Lanier is that slider from Big Red that misses away. It will prompt a visit from Markinson to go talk to Jordan. Lanier's 0 for 3 today. Struck out, walked, flew out, popped out. Smtih getting chirped down there. (1-0) now. That fastball skied up in foul territory. Dylan Jackson makes another play in foul territory. Same result as Lanier's last at bat. So bring up Julian Boyd. Boyd today 0 for 3. Struck out, reached via fielder's choice, struck out and walked.
Joey Votto is shedding a tear with how many times guys are popping up to first today.
Holy cow.
Neighbors the massive jump, easily swipes third.
Yeah, I mean, what was that? The Votto stat? He didn't pop up to first base until like just past year or something like that.
Like his 14th season
Yeah,
in
that's
MLB.
ridiculous.
No big deal.
1-0. Fastball in there.
I remember when that happened, I think it was Sports Center with SVP. Tim Kirkjian was on. He was just losing his mind. It finally happened.
The 1-1 skied out towards left field. Blandino to his right will set under it. Neighbors will tag. Throw home.
Left early, blue.
Not in time.
Let's get an appeal. Left early. Make a bad call. Let's get out of here.
So bring up Lena now. Dylan Lena, 1 for 4. Strikeout. 2-run double off the wall. Fly out to right, ground out to second. Oops, 1 out away. That one misses in. Frisbee slider misses away. 2-0 now. Now. Sky that one in foul territory.
Go get
Dylan
that.
Jackson drifting back. Unable to get there.
With the dimensions here, there's just too much foul ground, and Jackson must have felt surely he was running out of room there, which is why he kind of pulled up a bit.
2-1 slider, swung and a miss. One strike away. The entire Oaks pitching staff all on their feet in the dugout. That breaking ball misses away. Lena able to hold up on that one. Count runs full. Scoreboard went off. Game over. Full count delivery from Big Red. Fastball misses in.
Where'd that miss?
So bring up Klivnovsky. Jacob Klivnovsky is 1 for 3 today and grounded out the second, reached via an error, singled, and then walked. Oh, never mind, it's a pinch hitter. It's number 19, Troy McCann. Swings and misses at the first pitch.
Oaks aren't even holding on Lena at first base. Just have Jackson behind the runner to have as much depth possibly defensively.
Runner goes. That fastball misses up. One. Skied, fouling out of play. Surprisingly, I don't think there were any screaming little children running after foul balls today. 1-2 now to McCain. Slider flared out towards shallow left field. Dode drifting back, can't get there. Another run will come across the score on Jackson Jordan. Already 27 pitches thrown this inning by Jackson Jordan. So bring up Alex Laureano. First pitch fastball misses in. Laureano today, 2 for 4. Singled, flew out to center, flew out to right, singled. One 0. Fastball by him.
It's more energy in the Barons dugout than the Oaks dugout right now, and they're the ones losing 12-6.
1-1 now. Runner goes. That one well wide.
Jackson hasn't looked very comfortable out there. I wonder if it's just because he entered the game with a 9-run cushion, so he's not as locked in as he usually is. Entered today with a 1 ERA.
2-1 fouled back. 2-2 now. Delivery from Big Red. Popped up in the infield.
Squeeze it.
Leahy will call for that one. And the Oaks win another one. Make it 4 of 5 since the break. The Oaks will travel down to Compton tomorrow to face off against the Barons on a stretch that continues against them. Tomorrow's game will start at 6 o'clock. Mac Moyer will once again be your player of the game for your crew of Sammy Holladay, Josh Mechanick, and Cameron Deck.